Hi, I'm Linda Pineacre. Welcome. We'll be talking about messages from songs. We'll talk about how songs provide messages so you may become more aware and become more able to receive messages. Would everybody just say hi and let me know where you're from? Just put that in the comments section. Thanks. Songs and music are a great way to receive messages. Sometimes you'll hear them in your head. You might hear them on the radio or hear them on TV. And when they grab your attention, it's a good idea to pay attention, see what the message is. You might also hear the song, someone else humming it or whistling or singing it, and the words come to your mind. And your intuition is what makes you notice the song and helps you to determine what the lyrics mean for you. The more you pay attention to your intuition, the more likely you are to receive messages from songs. If something about a song draws your attention and you feel as though you're meant to pay attention, usually the next thought that enters your head is related to the message. It can also be related to something that you've been thinking about or something that you're focusing on in your life. But a song means different things for different people or different situations. So that's where you need to use your intuition. If you hear, for example, we gotta get out of this place, sometimes that means you need to move, change your residence, but sometimes it means you need to change a job. Sometimes it means you need to get out of the area or the region that you're in, even the country. What you need to do is use your intuition, so you need to ground yourself so the messages will be accurate. So you can ground yourself by pulling your spirit and energy completely into your body. Just pull it in through the crown and wiggle your rear end so you feel yourself sitting completely in the seat of your chair. And then just trust the first impression or the thought that comes to your mind, because I'll guarantee you it'll almost always be the message. I often receive messages when I'm providing readings. One of the most common ones is I hear Sheryl Crow singing Change Will Do You Good. And that may relate to the person's career, their relationship, or the location. Sometimes it means there's all kinds of changes, but it just gets me looking at that and checking out the areas to find out which ones apply for that person. And then I share that with the person. Sometimes I might hear the song Part-Time Lover, and that doesn't necessarily have to refer to a relationship. If it does, it means that someone in the relationship isn't fully committed. But it may also relate to a person getting a job. The job might only be part-time, or it may relate to them reducing their hours so that they only are working part-time. I had a young woman come to me who was thinking about gaining a degree in early childhood services, and immediately I heard the song Wasted Days and Wasted Nights by Freddie Fender. Don't know if you can recognize that. Singing's not my forte. But she was excited when I told her that she was going to become a nurse instead. To let people know that a change or an event or a holiday or even a date is going to go well, I might hear, you'll have the time of your life. See what I mean by not being able to sing? But you get the hint. And I often hear Bob Marley singing, everything's going to be all right, if someone's worried about something. One I often hear when people are going to move is back up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. And that indicates to me that they're going to be moving and they're going to be pleased with the move. Another song that I hear really often is Take It Easy on Yourself. And that always applies to people who are expecting too much of themselves. And it usually means they need to take some time out just to relax, put their feet up, and just take it easy. Some people come to me and they're really concerned about what they want to do something, but they don't feel right about it. So I might hear the song, you gotta go where you want to go, do what you want to do. I tell you, singing is not my thing, but I greatly admire people who sing well. Sometimes one or more of the words are changed so that they'll fit with the person. So, you know, I might hear, you know, the song, it's actually a commercial. I need a vacation, I need to get away, but instead I'll get it changed to, you need a vacation. And that always makes a person happy. I've never seen anyone be unhappy about that message. I get a lot of songs about relationships. And meanwhile, I'm going to share these with you, but if you've received some messages from songs, I'd really appreciate it if you would share them in the comments below so I can share them with everybody. So in terms of relationships, sometimes I'll hear love is in the air. That means a relationship's coming. Sometimes I hear, and this one's not so great, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And that indicates that the relation's only temporary. Very rarely does that make somebody happy, but I think it's good sometimes to know in advance so they don't place too much emphasis on it and become too focused. Or I might hear, I get around, round, I get around, and that indicates that someone isn't ready for a committed relationship. I also get a lot of messages through movie titles, so you might do that too. And if I hear the term better off dead, that just means it's a good idea for them to end a relationship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship. It might be a relationship with another investor. It might be a relationship with a realtor. It might be a relationship with somebody at work. Sometimes it's a relationship just with the company altogether. But, you know, I use using my intuition to figure it out for them. So if anyone, hi, Yvonne. Hi, Ian and Teresa. Great. It's lovely to see all three of you. I knew a young woman who was thinking about whether she should continue to contact one of her male friends. And they'd had a long-term relationship, but she just wasn't sure whether it was appropriate for her to stay connected with him. But she turned on the radio and she immediately heard, I don't know the song, so I can't sing this one, but she heard, I know I have hang-ups, but baby, please don't hang up. So she knew that she's supposed to stay in contact with him. Another woman's boyfriend had employment that made it really difficult for them to know when he was going to be returning home from out of town. And but she didn't have trouble figuring it out because every time he was going to be coming home, she'd turn on the radio and hear Drake singing Coming Home. Can't sing that one either because I don't recognize it. My niece usually listens to music when she's working out. And she's been training a horse called River, and she's really done well with it, but she reached a point where she was kind of feeling a little bit at a standstill and feeling kind of discouraged. And she was thinking about what she needed to do to have more progress with this horse. Its name was River. But while she was working out, a song named River started to play. And the next morning when she was working out, a different song named River came on, and the song lyrics were, take me to your river. So she really felt intuitively both times that it was encouragement for her not to give up on him. I was, myself, I was considering taking a risk in my career, and it was a big risk. So it was a big decision for me. And I heard House of Pain singing Jump Around, and it was a chorus and going jump, jump, jump. So I knew for sure I was supposed to go for it. And I did, and it worked out well. Somebody have an example you want to put up for us here? Hi, Ian. I like the hey, Linda with the heart. The other day I was walking in the woods, and that's the time of year when you don't really see varied thrushes very often. And I saw a varied thrush, so I knew there was a message. And I heard things are getting better all the time, which was a great message. Another time I repeatedly heard the same song. And if you keep hearing the same song over and over again, usually that, and it's not a hit, you know, because let's face it, the radio will play the same songs over and over again when they're hits. But if it's not, that's usually a pretty good indication that there's a message, if you notice it. And so I was hearing One Republic singing I Lived, and I heard them sing it 3 times in one day, and it wasn't a hit at the time. And the message was about enjoying life more because it's about a guy and he's singing I Did It All. And it was just telling me that I needed to embrace life more and live life to the fullest. Another great message. I recently taught my first class on Gabriola Island. And I heard, when I was on the ferry on my way over there, I could hear going to starting something, going to be starting something by Michael Jackson. And so far, I've already had 3 wonderful opportunities come out of that class on Gabriola Island. Hi, Heather. I was walking in the forest one evening, and I heard a bird twittering constantly in the forest. And then I heard the song, Let's Give Them Something to Talk About. And at that time, I was in the process of learning how to connect with spirits through trance. And this was just a message from one of my spirit guides, and it meant that I would learn trance and others would notice. That cheered me up big time, because that's been the purpose of me learning how to connect through trance. So another one I have for you is one of my friends who doesn't usually listen to the radio happened to turn it on in the car, and she heard 2 songs in a row with the lyrics, "Don't Give Up." And she knew that was related to her working on being in the moment, because that's been her big mission lately. So that helped her to keep thinking, that's going to work out for me. Hi, Heather. So, has anybody received a message from a song that you'd like to share? That would be great. Loved ones also often send messages through songs. And many years ago, a childhood friend of mine died in a car accident when we were young adults. And when I turned on the radio, I heard "The Last Farewell" by Roger Whittaker. And I knew that he was using this song to say goodbye, because he didn't get a chance to, because he'd passed on in an accident. So it was sudden. That really touched my heart. And I have to tell you, back then, I didn't even know much about this kind of stuff, but I still knew it was from him. I don't know how, I just did. Intuition, I guess. When people meet with me for a reading and they ask whether a loved ones is with other ones that have passed on, I quite often hear the green, green grass of home, where they sing, "Yes, they'll all come to meet me." And this lets the person know that they're all there with all of the loved ones who have passed on. And of course, I can usually see the whole group standing there and connect with any ones that they want me to. Loved ones can also use songs to provide reassurance that they're present in your life and that they love you. One I often hear is, "Hold me in your arms, rock me all night long." And what they're really saying is that they wish, and that they are holding this person in their arms. And I quite often will see an image of them, maybe laying on the bed with them, or being on the couch beside them and holding them in their arms. Teresa, she says, I always hear the song, "I Like Me Better When I'm With You." She doesn't know what that means. You know what? Neither do I. I don't recognize the song either. "I like me better when I'm with you." I feel like it has something to do with you meeting somebody. I don't know if you're single or not, but I feel like it has something to do with you meeting somebody. And that person feeling like they're better off because of having the relationship with you. Now she's correcting her spelling. That's okay, I figured it out. Another song that loved ones in spirit will send, I can hear Michael Jackson singing, "I'll be there." And that's just to let them know that they'll be there for them. Especially if a person's asking about an event, like I'll get a lot of people say, you know, "Is he going to be at the family reunion in August?" And then I'll hear that song. Sometimes loved ones don't bring the message, the words aren't the things that are significant in the song. It's more that they bring a favorite song or songs that they sang together. And it's just to get the person's attention, and it's just to let them know that they are present. So I have one other example, and that's a woman called Lynn. After her mother died and she was grieving, and she's in the bathtub listening to a CD, and instead of playing the songs in the correct order, it jumped to a song that was very loving and meant a lot to her. And so she knew that was a message from her mother. I'm sure if you all think about it, someone just, "Hi, Jada," she says, "I'm late." "You sure are, we're almost done." It's just a brief one tonight. Unless someone else has a message they've received through a song that they want to share. But anyway, I just want to get you all becoming more aware, because I think that there's so much opportunity for everybody to receive messages from songs, and some people it just doesn't occur to them. They just, you know, don't notice them. But if you get yourself tuned in a little more, and if you notice a song is really attracting your attention, or that some lyrics are, or some guy whistling down the street and you have to know what the words are, just think about it and just see if you get a feeling about it applying to you. And then, like I said, make sure you're grounded, and then check to see what's the first thought or the first impression that comes to mind, because that'll usually be what the message is. Or if there's something in your life that you're particularly struggling with at the time, quite often the song is related to reassurance about whatever that issue is. So I hope you, oh, hi, Jennifer. I know this is the shortest one tonight, but I just, I didn't want to be riddling off things all by myself all evening. So sorry about that. Next event is going to be ways loved ones share messages. And it'll be another live event on Wednesday, February 13th at 6:00 p.m. Pacific time. And you may ask questions below or offer ideas for future live events. And I'd love it if you did that. I'd love to have some ideas for other events. And as usual, it'll be a free event on my business page at Facebook, Linda Pineacre, Spirit Communications. Thank you all for joining. Looks like there's a nice group of you, and I'm always glad to see that. Take care, and hope to see you in a month. Bye.